Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I shall be taking a look at the recently released History of the Dalek Set number 16 and 17. This set features the Time War Survivor Dalek and Dalek Sec, the leader of the cult of Skaro. The packaging is in the updated reduced plastic style guide with the diamond logo, the TARDIS, a bubble stating the figures inside and the scale. There's a gold limited edition sticker and the name of the set along the bottom and also on each side of the box. The top of the box features the horizontal logo, whilst the back also has a little bit of a behind the scenes section and a bit of a description of each corresponding Dalek story that these figures are from. As usual, the Daleks are held on a blister card inside the packaging with a blue Starfield background, and one thing to notice about the sets is that they are now a little bit sturdier, they're not as flimsy as they were before. With the two Daleks out of the box, it is finally nice to have some new series Daleks back in the line, especially when considering how many stories that these are featured in. And taking a look at the Bronze Dalek first, here is the Time War Survivor Dalek based on the look from the 2005 story Dalek. This is painted in the colour scheme that represents the renewed non-battered look towards the end of the story. And looking at the dome, it has all of the respective rivets and panels with the silver painted dome lights. The eye stalk is the same as the previous sculpt with the silver rod, the clear rings and the blue pupil in the black housing. Underneath the eye stalk there is the ID tag of the Dalek in the story. The neck rings are exactly the same as they were before, with the same shoulder section and the silver bolts painted on. The plunger and exterminator gun are housed in the correct section. And with this being the Dalek from Dalek, it has the gold band just under the shoulder section. It also features the light gunmetal grey fender instead of the traditional black base. And I'm not ignoring the obvious elephant in the room here. It has been spoken about online. I think I've even spoken about it on Instagram a little bit. As you can see, the ball joints for the plunger and the exterminator gun aren't painted black, and that goes for the same for the joint on the eye stalk. Another thing they did miss out on was the black rings around the hemispheres, but we've never seen that on a new series Dalek, I don't think. They are annoying cock-ups, especially when so much detail went into the classic Daleks before. They seem to be perfect, yet there's a couple of obvious factory errors that should have been picked up early doors, but we're probably going to get some more Bronze Daleks because they are in a lot of stories. And getting the negatives out of the way, let's take a look at Dalek Sec. Finally, we can have the leader of the cult of Skaro on the updated body, available for a reasonable price here in the UK. Obviously, this was exclusive to the American market up until this point, so it is nice to have it and not having to fork out like 30 quid or however much they go for on eBay these days. According to the box, this look is based on the Series 2 finale, The Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, although, as most people know, Dalek Sec also featured in Series 3 in the New York two-parter, and I think he also appeared in Asylum of the Daleks and the Series 9 opener as well. So he sort of fits anywhere, this Dalek, and if you're going to buy a couple of sets, you can just dot them around your other shelves as well. Obviously, the sculpt is identical to the Bronze Dalek, so the only difference is the colour scheme. It's painted in a matte black with the corresponding areas highlighted in a glossy black, so that goes for the dome, the shoulder section and the hemispheres. It's a really nice looking Dalek. I have always been a fan of Dalek Set. Something about a solid black Dalek always amazed me even as a kid. A couple of things to note on, the ID tag is printed on under the eye, whilst the silver bolts are highlighted around the shoulder section. I do believe the only difference between this release and the American release is that the silver bolts aren't painted on the fender. And taking a look at the articulation, obviously with this being Daleks, they all have the exact same articulation. The dome swivels 360 degrees, the eye stalk can move up and down. The exterminator gun and the plunger are both on a ball joint, so you can get a range of movement within there. And like every other Dalek beforehand, they are on 3 wheels on the base. And here are these two Daleks alongside a couple of other figures from the line, so you can get a sense of scale. Overall, these Daleks are welcome additions to the collection, especially when the Bronze Daleks are so integral to the show nowadays. I mean, we're probably going to have them going forward as well in the new era. Yeah, there are a few issues with the Bronze Dalek, but Dalek Sec more than makes up for that, I'd say. These two are currently available to pick up in B&M stores at the moment for $21.99, or depending on where you live, they should start appearing over the next couple of weeks. Big thanks to that Doctor Who guy on Twitter for sending this over my way early. I don't have them in the north yet. But thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all again for another Doctor Who action figure review.